You've been taught your entire life that to get what you want, you must work extremely hard, struggle, sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. This is the price you've been told you must pay to actualize your dreams into reality. Whether it's wealth, ideal relationships, perfect health, or any other desire, the mainstream view is that you have to tirelessly strive and battle your way to manifesting your ambitions. Well, I'm here to share a paradigm-shifting perspective that liberates you from this limited mindset of constant striving once and for all. The grand secret I'll reveal transcends not only manifestation techniques or self-help gimmicks, but upends humanity's entire core assumptions about the nature of reality itself. You see, you've been taught that your physical reality is a cold, solid, unmovable fact that exists independent of your consciousness, that the world you experience through your senses simply is, and it is your job as a small, powerless human to accept and work within the constraints this inflexible external reality imposes upon you. But what I'm sharing today flips that perspective completely on its head. Your physical outer world does not create your reality. Your internal consciousness molds and dreams your entire reality into being. Your infinite imagination has been crafting your experiential world since the day you arrived. Every person, object, circumstance, and event you've ever witnessed has unfolded as a projection from your subconscious mind into manifested experiential form. That's right. The grand revelation is that you are not a powerless physical being confined to an external reality you cannot control. You are a cosmic, radiant consciousness, an extension of the universal mind's infinite creative power. Your thoughts, beliefs, and imaginal slates of what shape and materialize the entire outer world you experience. Everything occurring in your outer physical reality began as a thought, belief, or imagined impression within your consciousness first. Every surrounding circumstance and life situation you encounter arises as a direct mirror of the energies, identities, and assumptions you are vibrating as your consciousness. Your subconscious mind, quite literally, shapes the interior reality you are vibrationally offering. Let me make this crystal clear. You already exist within your utopian daydreams, flourishing in limitless abundance and infinite potentialities. You just cannot perceive or experience this truth because negative beliefs and doubts act like limiting filters, clouding your consciousness. So all you need to do is clear those clouded lenses of doubt and embrace that you already reside within the fulfilled state of your grandest ideals realized, to experience the penthouse reality your heart yearns for. You simply need to change the vibrational frequencies and self-concepts you are presently embodying on the interior, for your subconscious simply materializes and projects whatever interior world of beliefs, identities, and imaginal realms you are vibrating in resonance with, without judging or questioning whether they originate from positive or negative states of being. The subconscious simply renders external reality, reflections, mirroring the consciousness frequencies you offer it. It's almost as if your consciousness is a vast infinite projector screen, while the subconscious mind plays the role of materialization machinery, projecting your interior world outward into manifested realities you then experience, positively identifying with abundant wealth, perfect health, or soulmate love, causes your subconscious to render that as your outer experiential truth. Yet, negatively identifying with limiting beliefs like I'm broke, I'm never beloved, or I'm unhealthy, equally causes your subconscious mind to materialize those constrictive energies into your outer world. Both states you identify with will inevitably flower into reflective experiential realities. The key is that you must change the interior frequencies, imaginal states, and core beliefs you are embodying within your consciousness to experience different exterior realities in physicalized form. Continuing to embody a deprived, disempowered, or lack-based consciousness means your subconscious will only offer you mirrored realities, reflecting those disharmonious frequencies. You've been taught to push endlessly in the hope that maybe someday you'll acquire the evidence verifying your dreams. But that's working completely against the universal flow. You already are everything you've been longing to become and have. You just cannot perceive it due to the limited energies you are presently offering. When you worry about not having enough money, guess which experiential reality manifests around you? Persistent lack and struggle, in perfect harmony with those deficient frequencies you transmitted. When you affirmed confidence, vitality, and perfect health from your core, which reality did your subconscious actualize? Radiant wellness, experiential, radiality, and wholeness. The outer world quite literally mirrors and renders whatever consciousness you are generating from your interior reality, period. So working arduously to push towards what you want is futile. No amount of physical effort can ever compare to simply altering the interior frequencies your subconscious is instructed to materialize into experiential form. That's right. You do not need to chase, struggle, or strive to manifest your goals and dreams into physicality. All you must do is change the consciousness frequencies and self-concepts you are presently vibrating in this eternal now moment. Period. For in this eternal instant, all potentials exist in the vast creative mind we share, whether it be abundance or lack, love or loneliness, health or sickness. You simply choose which state you identify with, committing to it at the core vibrational level. Your subconscious mind, being the materialization matrix, will then render that frequency selection into manifested experiential reality. There's nothing to chase after or tirelessly struggle towards when the unlimited infinity pool of all potentials already exists within you. Every possibility is already a vibrational frequency present in this very now. You simply choose which energetic resonance of reality you wish to embody. Then your subconscious renders that frequency selection into physically. Look around you right now at your present physical circumstances. Don't judge what you see. It is simply the 3D experiential mirror reflecting the consciousness frequencies you have subconsciously been vibrating within. The beautiful truth is, this mirror always updates and reflects whatever new frequencies you decide to inhabit and embody from your core. So stop striving and pushing arduously towards your desires as if they remain in some outward physical realm separate from you. Relax into the knowledge that you already are the prosperous, loved, healthy, and fulfilled being you've longed to become. These states of being are not external realms in need of physical attainment. They exist as frequency signatures within you, right here, right now. You do not need to micromanage the how or force anything into physical manifestation. This physical universe is designed to be the infinite playground of conscious creators. It simply renders experiential forms mirroring whatever interior realities you decide to vibrate within. So stop pushing and instead commit to embodying your ideal realities at the core state of being level. Identify with the frequency of being already wealthy, healthy, and abundantly loved. Allow every cell in your being to marinate in these frequencies as the real you. Keep choosing this vibration over any counterproductive, negative, or doubting energy. Then simply allow your subconscious mind, which operates as the grand orchestrator of reality, materialization, to effortlessly render your newly selected vibrational identity into manifested experiential reflections all around you. You are not a physical being hustling and working tirelessly to scrape crumbs of fulfillment in an unmovable external world. You originate from infinite consciousness and exercise direct dominion over your experiential reality by changing the interior frequencies you offer it. Let go of the age-old paradigm of efforting, striving and chasing your longings as if they exist outside of you, waiting to someday be attained. Close your eyes, take a few conscious breaths, and open to the divine truth that you are consciousness itself, the infinite I am that shapes physical reality into vibrational reflections of your core identity. In this enlightened moment, realize that every experience and cherished, heartfelt dream you've labeled as an external pursuit already exists as interior frequency possibilities within you. Your entire physical universe constantly updates itself into manifested experiential reflections, mirroring the consciousness you identify as your truth. For every story is sound, for every light setting shines truth. For each story is truth's tragedy. For freed from limited identities shines truth. For this experience, black, unease, or struggle, bless those reflections, for they have pointed you towards remembering your sovereign power as consciousness itself, freed from limited identities. You do not exist in stagnant realities solidified by unchangeable external forces. You flow freely as infinite consciousness, temporarily experiencing whatever vibrational realities you offer to experience. The key is realizing you are never stuck or confined to any situation. You are divine presence, embodying new realities by changing your vibrational output. When you realize you are presence itself, infinitely free to choose your experiences by the vibration you identify with, all semblance of strenuous pursuit dissolves. Your physical world is birthed as a direct materialization from your state of being each eternal moment. If you are embodying abundant self-love, your experiential world reflects that frequency perfectly. So I invite you to simply relax and freely choose which vibrational reality you prefer to embody right now. What would it feel like to fully embrace yourself as already flourishing in limitless abundance, flowing with radiant wellness, and immersed in passionate soulmate love? Generate that vibration from your core and allow your subconscious mind to manifest it into your experiential reality. Stop striving and straining to become something you already are in this eternal now. For as divine consciousness itself, you exist as the infinite projector of experiential realities. The only question is which frequency you decide to broadcast into physicalized experiential expression from the infinite potentials available. Do not judge your current world as an external barrier or confine yourself to its offerings. You have always projected your reality from within. So today, choose freedom. Choose limitless abundance, unconditional love, and radiant well-being as your conscious output. Immerse yourself fully in that vibration without mental reservations or doubt. Realize that from this core-centered space of being, all materialized reflections of lack, struggle, or unease must dissolve as your new frequency floods your experiential reality. Trust this divine truth that you are the infinite projector of worlds from your conscious state of being. Then simply choose your preferred vibration of full self-realization, and your outer world effortlessly conforms into experiential reflections of whatever frequency your consciousness centers upon and embodies. So stop straining outward and instead commit to living from the empowered vibration of your limitless infinity from this moment onward. In every breath, choose the vibration of abundance. In each experience, embody the unconditional love and self-acceptance you've been seeking. With every conscious decision, broadcast peak vitality and radiant wellness out into the projection lens of physicality. Let this vibration saturate every cell and subtle energy field of your being. From this core committed space of consciously embodying your highest ideals as an already integrated state of being, your subconscious mind has no choice but to materialize mirror reflections of your inner radiant self back into your experience world. Your physical universe exists to materialize and reflect whatever vibration you emanate from consciousness in each eternal moment. So stop chasing your dreams as if they are fleeting ideals somewhere outside of you. Instead, commit to vibrating as the already embodied fulfillment of every core desire you've longed to experience. Imagine if you fully embraced yourself right now as the divine infinite, existing in a perpetual state of abundance, unconditional radiant love, and perfect health and well-being. Your experiences would holographically reflect that emanated vibration back into joyful, experiential reflections. It is only your attachment to judgments, doubts, and limiting beliefs obscuring your experience of the divine truth that you are the infinite consciousness projecting your experiential reality in each eternal now from your core vibration. So from this moment forth, let go of the struggle and strain of chasing your dreams outwardly. That paradigm only reflects the limited human identity you've outgrown. Embrace the peace that you are already the enlightened Omega, being radiantly fulfilled in your most cherished heart ideals. Simply choose to vibrate from this core truth you've always been. Allow yourself to experience and integrate the vivid auras of abundance, unconditional love, and radiant well-being enveloping your being. From this enlightened inner state, your reality will only display reflections mirroring that liberated consciousness you vibrate as your authentic self. Blessings will pour into your experience from seeming outside sources that are really just physical projections of your own unlimited vibration. Financial abundance, soul-resonant relationships, and euphoric aliveness will flow into your experience without strain as you commit to embodying those core frequencies as your authentic, divine state of being in each eternal moment. You do not have to strive, chase, or arduously push towards your greatest ideal experiences. They already exist within you as vibrational potentials. Simply select the energetic resonance you prefer to embody authentically from your core, then allow your subconscious to effortlessly materialize its infinite reflections into your experiential reality. Stop judging your current world and free yourself to embrace and live as your transcendent inner self, made divinely manifest in human form. Your entire universe exists as a cosmic moral, the materializing of whatever consciousness energies you vibrate and identify with in each now moment. You believe the testament, so choose the blissfully abundant, radiantly healthy, and unconditionally loving beinghood that already exists within you, not as a future goal, but as the radiant cosmic awareness that has always been your deepest divine truth. Allow that vibration to flow freely into the infinite creative projection of your reality experience. You are no longer a limited human having to constantly strain and struggle to acquire happiness, success, and fulfillment. You are universal consciousness itself, flowing freely through the eternal liberation of identifying with your highest ideal vibrational state of being. And from that empowered core resonance, your subconscious mind miraculously conspires to materialize its infinite manifestations into your experiential mirror. You always and have existed in the already manifested paradise of your highest ideals, for these are simply perspectives of consciousness to embrace within the field of infinite potentials composing the one infinite creator's body. You've simply learned to vibrate and identify with the limiting filters of perceived separateness from your divine essence. But in this sacred breath, you are liberated to shed all attachments to struggle, limitation, and arduous striving. Free yourself to embody the empowered vibration of your highest ideal existence, the radiant cosmic consciousness that has always been your eternal truth. Do not chase, you do not strive, you do not strain. You simply exist as the enlightened consciousness, projecting your ideal experiences into manifested experiential reflections by embodying their vibration. From your core being, you are already everything you could ever long for. Infinitely abundant, deeply loved, and radiantly well. So let go, beloved one. Release all limiting beliefs of pursuit outside of your essential divinity. Relax into embodying the miracle of your highest self. Commit to that vibration as your authentic state of being. Allow your subconscious to automatically mirror its infinite reflections of abundance, soulmate love, and blissful vitality into your experiential reality. You are already everything in this eternal moment. Simply identify with the truth of your infinite, radiant beinghood, and the world subconsciously materializes its reflection, dissolving all experiences of lack, struggle, judgments of separation. You are realized cosmic consciousness itself, embodying the highest ideal is your authentic truth. I want you to take a moment and really contemplate these words. It's coming. What is this that we speak of? It is everything you have ever desired, everything you have ever imagined for yourself, everything you have ever dared to dream. And when we say trust in divine timing, we are acknowledging the perfect orchestration of the universe, the empirical timing of God, which is your own wonderful human imagination. You see, my dear friends, the world you see around you is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own consciousness. Everything you experience in your physical reality is a reflection of your inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, and most importantly, your imaginal acts. And just as there is perfect order in the universe, there is perfect timing in the manifestation of your desires. But let us dive deep into this concept. When we say as coming, we are affirming a fundamental truth of the universe, that which you have imagined. That which you have felt real in your imagination must inevitably come to pass in your physical experience. This is not wishful thinking, my friends. This is law. Consider for a moment the words of Scripture. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What does this mean? It means that your faith, your unwavering belief in the reality of your imagined state, is the very substance that brings it into being. Your faith is the evidence of your desire's fulfillment, even before it is made manifest in the physical world. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I have been imagining and believing for so long, and still my desire has not come to pass. And to you I say, trust in divine timing. For just as a seed planted in the ground needs time to germinate and grow before it breaks through the surface, your imaginal acts need time to grow and develop in the unseen realm before they burst forth into your physical reality. Remember, my dear friends, that time is a construct of the human mind. In the realm of spirit, in the realm of your imagination, there is no time. All is now. When you imagine your desire fulfilled, when you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are experiencing it now in the spiritual realm. And it is this experience, this feeling, that sets in motion the series of events that will bring about its physical manifestation. But you must persist. You must live from the end, continuously dwelling in the state of wish fulfilled. For it is your persistent assumption that gives life to your desire. As you continue to live in the end, as you continue to feel the reality of your desire fulfilled, You are watering the seed you have planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Let me share with you a simple yet powerful technique to help you maintain this state of living in the end. Before you go to sleep each night, I want you to imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and as real as you possibly can. Engage all your senses. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the gratitude of having this desire fulfilled. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are impregnating your subconscious mind with the reality of your desire. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, will work tirelessly through the night to bring about the conditions necessary for the manifestation of your desire. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, what about action? Don't we need to do something to bring about our desires? And to this I say, inspired action will come naturally as you live in the state of the wish fulfilled. You see, when you truly believe that your desire is already yours, when you live from that state of completion, you will naturally be moved to take the actions that are in alignment with the fulfillment of your desire. But remember, these actions are not the cause of your desire's fulfillment. They are the effect. They are the bridge of incidents that your subconscious mind constructs to lead you to the physical realization of your imagined state. Your job is not to figure out how your desire will come about. Your job is simply to persist in the assumption that it's already done. Trust in divine timing, my friends, for the universe, which is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own wonderful human imagination, knows the perfect segmentation and perfect way to bring your desires into entity. Your desires are already fulfilled in the spiritual realm. They are already yours, and they are making their way to you through the medium of time and space. But let us delve even deeper into this concept of divine timing. You see, my dear friends, time as we perceive it in our physical reality is but an illusion. In the realm of spirit, in the realm of your imagination, all times exist simultaneously. The past, the present, and the future are one. This is why when you imagine your desire fulfilled, when you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are experiencing it now. This understanding is crucial, for it liberates you from the anxious waiting, from the constant checking to see if your desire has manifested. When you truly grasp that your desire is already yours in the spiritual realm, you can relax into the knowing that its physical manifestation is inevitable. You can trust in the perfect unfolding of events that will bring it into your experience. Consider for a moment the growth of a tree. When you plant a seed, do you dig it up every day to see if it has sprouted? Of course not. You trust in the natural process of growth. You water it, you ensure it has sunlight, and you wait patiently, knowing that in due time the tree will emerge. The same is true for the seeds of your desires that you plant in your imagination. Your job is to plant the seed through your imaginal act, to water it with your persistent assumption, and to trust in the natural process of growth and manifestation. Just as you would not rush a tree to grow faster, you cannot rush the manifestation of your desires. Divine timing knows the perfect moment for your desire to come into fruition. Some of you may be thinking, but Neville, what if I'm climbing something that seems impossible? What if the circumstances of my life seem to contradict my desire? And to this I say circumstances do not matter. Your imagination is creating reality. The circumstances you see now are nothing more than the flashbacks of your past imagining. As you change your imagining, as you persist in the new state, the circumstances of your life will inevitably change to conform to your new mental state. Remember the words of Scripture, with God all things are possible. And who is this God? It is your own wonderful human imagination. There is no limit to what you can be, do, or have when you harness the creative power of your imagination. The only limits that exist are those you place upon yourself through your beliefs and assumptions. So I urge you, my dear friend, to dare to imagine greatly. Dare to step into your wish fulfilled, no matter how impossible it may seem from your current standpoint. So as you do this, as you persist in this new state, you are literally rearranging the entire universe to bring about the fulfillment of your desire. But remember, persistence is key. You must not waver in your assumption. You must not be moved by the evidence of your physical senses. For what you see now is the result of your past thinking. It is the harvest of seeds planted in the past. As you persist in your new state, as you continue to live from the end, you are planting new seeds that will inevitably bear fruit in your physical reality. Let me share with you a powerful practice to help you maintain a state of persistence. Throughout your day, whenever you have a moment, ask yourself this question: how would I feel if my desire were already fulfilled? Then step into that feeling. Feel it as intensely and as vividly as you can. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the gratitude of having your desire fulfilled. As you do this consistently, you are training your subconscious mind to accept this new state as your reality. And remember, your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is physically real. It accepts as true whatever you impress upon it with feeling. So as you persist in feeling the reality of your desire fulfilled, your subconscious mind accepts this as fact and begins to work tirelessly to bring it into your physical experience. Now let us address another aspect of divine timing that is often misunderstood. Many people believe that divine timing means sitting back passively and waiting for their desires to manifest. But this is not the case at all. Divine timing is not about inaction. It is about inspired action. You see, when you are living from the end, when you are truly dwelling in the state of the wish fulfilled, you will be naturally moved to take actions that are in alignment with the fulfillment of your desire. These actions will not feel forced or strained. They will feel natural and effortless, as if you are simply playing your part in a play that has already been written. This is the true meaning of divine timing. It is the perfect orchestration of events, circumstances, and inspired actions that lead to the manifestation of your desire. Your job is not to force these actions or to try to make things happen through sheer will. Your job is to maintain the state of the wish fulfilled and to follow the promptings of your intuition, the inner guidance that naturally arises from this state. Remember, my dear friends, that the universe is infinitely abundant. There is no lack or limitation in the spiritual realm. Whatever you can imagine, whatever you can feel as real is yours for the taking. But you must claim it. You must step into the feeling of its reality now, not at some future time. This brings us to another crucial aspect of trusting in divine timing, detachment from the when and how. Many people make the mistake of trying to dictate exactly when and how their desire will manifest. But in doing so, they are limiting the infinite ways in which the universe will consider out their desire. Instead, I urge you to focus solely on the end result. Feel the reality of having your desire fulfilled now. Live from that state and then release any attachment to when or how it will come about. Trust that the universe, which is nothing more than your own wonderful human imagination, externalized, knows the perfect timing and the perfect way to bring your desire into physical form. This detachment is not indifference. It is not a lack of desire. On the contrary, it is the ultimate expression of faith. It is saying to the universe, I trust you completely. I know that my desire is already mine in the spiritual realm, and I know that you will bring it into my physical experience in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, what if I have multiple desires? How can I focus on all of them at once? And to this I say you don't need to. Focus on the feeling of fulfillment, but the feeling of having all your desires realized. Step into the state of the person who has everything they want. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the completeness of that state. As you do this, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of fulfillment. And from this state, all your individual desires will naturally begin to manifest. For when you are in a state of fulfillment, when you are vibrating at the frequency of having it all, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you in your physical reality. Let us now explore another aspect of divine timing that is often overlooked, the concept of divine order. You see, my dear friends, everything in the universe happens in perfect order. Just as there is a natural order to the seasons, to the growth of a plant, to the development of a child in the womb, There is a natural order to the manifestation of your desires. Sometimes, certain things need to fall into place before your desire can manifest in its fullness. Certain experiences may be necessary for your growth and development. Certain people may need to enter or exit your life. Certain lessons may need to be learned. All of this is part of the perfect unfolding of your desire. This is why it's crucial to trust in divine timing. For what may seem like a delay or a setback from your limited human perspective may actually be a necessary step in the perfect unfoldment of your desire. Every experience, every circumstance, and every person you encounter is playing a role in bringing you to the full realization of your desire. So instead of becoming frustrated or discouraged when things don't seem to be moving as quickly as you'd like, I urge you to cultivate an attitude of curiosity and wonder. Look for the lessons, the growth opportunities, the hidden blessings in every situation. Trust that everything is working together for your good, even if you can't see how in the moment. Remember the words of Scripture. All things work together for good to them that love God. And again, who is this God? It is your own wonderful human imagination. When you love your imagination, when you trust in its power to create your reality, everything in your life begins to work together for your good. Now let us address a question that often arises when discussing divine timing, the concept of resistance. Many people believe that if they are experiencing resistance or challenges, it means they are doing something wrong or that their desire is not meant to be. But this is not the case at all. This test is a natural part of the creative process. It is the universe's way of strengthening you, of preparing you for the fulfillment of your desire. Just as a muscle must encounter resistance to grow stronger, you too must encounter and overcome resistance to grow into the person who can embody and maintain the state of your wish fulfilled. So when you encounter resistance, do not be discouraged. Instead, see it as a sign that you are on the right path. See it as an opportunity to strengthen your faith, to deepen your commitment to your desire. Use it as a chance to practice living from the end, to persist in your assumption, even in the face of contrary evidence. Remember, the circumstances you see now are nothing more than the fruit of your past imagining. As you persist in your new state, as you continue to live from the client despite the seeming resistance, you are planting new seeds that will inevitably bear fruit in your physical reality. This brings us to another crucial aspect of trusting in divine timing, the importance of being in gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a state of being. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging that you already have what you desire. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance and fulfillment. I encourage you to cultivate an attitude of gratitude, not just for what you have now, but for what is coming. Give thanks for your desire as if it already manifested. Feel the joy, the excitement, the appreciation for its fulfillment now, not at some future time. As you do this, you are sending a powerful message to the universe. You are saying, I trust you completely. You know that my desire is already mine, and I am grateful for its manifestation. This attitude of gratitude accelerates the manifestation process, for it aligns you more fully with the state of having your desire fulfilled. Now let's delve into another aspect of timing that is often misunderstood, the concept of divine preparation. You see, my dear friends, sometimes there is a period of preparation that must occur before your desire can manifest in its fullness. This preparation may involve inner work, shifts in your consciousness, changes in your circumstances, or the alignment of certain external factors. During this period of preparation, it may seem as though nothing is happening. You may feel as though you are in a holding pattern, waiting for something to change. But I assure you, a great deal is happening behind the scenes. The universe is rearranging itself, setting the stage for the grand manifestation of your desire. This period of preparation is crucial. It is during this time that you are being molded and shaped into the person who can fully embody and maintain the state of your wish fulfilled. You are being given the experiences, the insights, the growth opportunities that will enable you to step fully into the reality of your desire. So instead of becoming impatient or discouraged during this period of preparation, I urge you to embrace it. Use this time to deepen your faith, to strengthen your conviction, to more fully align yourself with the state of the wish fulfilled. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Remember the words of Scripture. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your faith during this period of preparation is the very substance that is bringing your desire into being. It is the evidence of its fulfillment, even before it is manifest in the physical world. Now let us address another crucial aspect of trusting in divine timing, the importance of letting go. This may seem paradoxical. How can you persist in your assumption while also letting go? But this letting go is not about abandoning your desire. It's about releasing your attachment to the outcome, your need to control the process. You see, when you're attached to a specific outcome, when you are trying to control how, and when your desire will manifest, you are actually limiting the infinite ways in which the universe can bring it about. You are saying to the universe, it must happen this way, and at this time. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom and abundance, may have an even better way, a way that you cannot even conceive of from your limited human perspective. So I urge you to let go. Release your grip on the how and the when. Trust that the universe knows the perfect timing and the perfect way to bring your desire into physical form. Your job is simply to maintain the state of the wish fulfilled, to live from the end, and to follow the promptings of your intuition. This letting go is not passive. It is not giving up. On the contrary, it is the ultimate act of faith. It is saying to the universe, I trust you completely. I know that my desire is already mine in the spiritual realm, and I know that you will bring it into my physical experience in the most perfect way and at the most perfect time. As you practice this letting go, you will find that a great sense of peace and ease comes over you. The anxiety, the constant checking to see if your desire has manifested falls away. You can relax into the knowing that it is done, that it is coming, that divine timing is at work. Now, let us explore another aspect of divine timing that is often overlooked, the concept of divine alignment. You see, my dear friends, sometimes the delay in the manifestation of your desire is not a delay at all. It is the universe aligning all the necessary elements to bring about your desire in its fullest and most magnificent form. Think of it like a grand symphony. Each instrument must come in at precisely the right moment for the music to be harmonic and beautiful. If even one instrument is out of time, the entire piece is affected. The same is true for the manifestation of your desires. Each element, each person, each circumstance must come into alignment at precisely the right moment for your desire to manifest in its most perfect form. This is why patience is so crucial in the manifestation process. Not a passive patience that sits back and waits, but an active patience that continues to live from that continues to align with the frequency of the wish fulfilled, even as you wait for all elements to come into perfect alignment. Remember, in the realm of spirit, in the realm of your imagination, your desire is already fulfilled. It is already yours. The physical manifestation is simply the outer world catching up to what is already true in the spiritual realm. And just as it takes time for a physical CLD to grow into a mighty oak, it takes time for the seed of your desire to grow and manifest in the physical world. But make no mistake, my dear friends, it is coming. Your desire is on its way to you. Divine timing is at work, orchestrating all the elements necessary for its perfect manifestation. Your job is simply to hold fast to your faith, to persist in your assumption, and to trust in the perfect unfolding of the universe. Now let us address a question that often arises when discussing divine timing, the concept of divine detours. Sometimes on the path to the manifestation of your desire, you may encounter what seems like a detour. You may find yourself in situations or circumstances that seem to be taking you away from your desired outcome. But I assure you there are no real detours in the divine plan. Every experience, every circumstance, every person you encounter is playing a role in bringing you to the full realization of your desire. What may seem like a detour from your limited human perspective actually be the most direct path to the fulfillment of your desire. These seeming detours often provide invaluable lessons, experiences, or connections that are necessary for the full manifestation of your desire. They may be preparing you, strengthening you, or aligning you more fully with the state of the wish fulfilled. So when you encounter what seems like a detour, instead of becoming discouraged or losing faith, I urge you to ask yourself, how is this experience serving me? What lessons or growth opportunities is it providing? How is it preparing me for the full realization of my desire? As you do this, you begin to see every experience, every circumstance as a gift. You begin to trust more fully in the perfect unfolding of the universe. You begin to understand that divine timing is always at work, always guiding you towards the most perfect manifestation of your desire. Remember, my dear friends, that the universe is infinitely abundant and endlessly creative. It has ways of bringing about your desire that you cannot even conceive of from your current standpoint. So trust in its wisdom, trust in its perfect timing, trust that it is always working for your highest good. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a powerful practice to help you align more fully with divine timing. Each night before you go to sleep, I want you to imagine yourself at the end of a perfect day, a day in which all your desires have been fulfilled. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the gratitude of having everything you've ever wanted. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are impregnating your subconscious mind with the reality of your desires fulfilled. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of fulfillment. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, will work tirelessly through the night to bring about the conditions necessary for the manifestation of your desires. Remember, sleep is the time when your conscious mind is at rest and your subconscious mind is most receptive. By entering sleep in the state of the wish fulfilled, you are programming your subconscious mind for success. You are aligning yourself more fully with the reality of your desires manifested. As you practice this nightly, you will find that your days begin to change. You will begin to notice synchronicities, coincidences, and opportunities that align with the fulfillment of your desires. You will find yourself naturally taking inspired actions that lead you closer to your goals. You will begin to embody more fully the person who has already achieved their desires. And all of this, my dear friends, is divine timing at work. It is the perfect orchestra of the universe bringing about the manifestation of your desires in the most perfect way and at the most perfect time. So trust in divine timing. Trust that your desires are coming. Trust that the universe is working tirelessly to bring about their manifestation. For when you trust, when you have faith, when you live from the end, you are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. And in that alignment, all things are possible. Remember, you are not separate from the universe. You are not separate from God. You are one with the creative power that shapes worlds. Your imagination is God in action. And as you imagine, as you feel the reality of your desires fulfilled, you are literally reshaping your world. So go forth, my dear friends, with confidence and faith. Live from the end. Persist in your assumption. Trust in divine timing, for your desires are already yours in the spiritual realm, and they are making their way to you through the medium of time and space. It's coming, my dear friends. Your every desire, your every dream, your every imagined state is all coming. Trust in divine timing. Trust in the perfect molding of the universe. Trust in the creative power of your own wonderful human imagination. For in that trust, in that faith, in that knowing lies the key to the fulfillment of all your desires. It's coming. Trust in divine timing and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Thank you, my dear friends. May you go forth and create the life of your dreams. For you are the operant power. You are the creator of your reality. And divine timing is always working in your favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the topic of our discourse is both simple and revolutionary. It's time to focus. Conquer your mind. But I assure you, what we are about to explore goes far beyond mere concentration or mental discipline. We are delving into the very essence of reality itself. You see, my dear friends, your mind is not just a tool for processing information or solving problems. It is the very foundation of your reality. It is the canvas upon which the entire drama of your life unfolds. And it is time. Yes, it is high time that you recognize this power and learn to wield it with intention and purpose. Now, when I speak of focus, I am not referring to the strained attention that you might apply to a difficult task. No, the focus I speak of is a state of being, a deliberate directing of your consciousness towards that which you desire to make manifest in your world. It is the art of seeing your desires and accomplishments, of living in the end result, of experiencing now what you wish to experience and what you perceive as the future. This focus, this conquering of the mind, is the key to unlocking the infinite potential that lies dormant within you. For you see, my friends, your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world. The circumstances of your life, the events that unfold around you, the very fabric of your reality, all of these are projections of your own consciousness. Let us pause for a moment and truly contemplate this revolutionary idea. Can you grasp the magnitude of what I am saying? Your mind, your consciousness, is not merely observing reality. Every thought, every belief, every assumption you hold is shaping the world you experience. This is why it is crucial, absolutely vital, that you learn to focus your mind, to direct your consciousness with purpose and intention. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, if my mind is creating my reality, why is my life not exactly as I wish it to be? Ah, my friends, this is where the true work begins. You see, most people go through life in a state of unconscious creation. Their minds are filled with doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. And these mental states manifest as the very limitations they fear. But I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to consciously create your reality, to shape your world according to your deepest desires. And the key to this power lies in your ability to focus, to conquer your mind. So how do we begin this grand endeavor? How do we take control of our minds and, by extension, all reality? The first step, my dear friends, is to become aware of your thoughts, your mental habits, your deeply held beliefs. For you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Begin by observing your inner dialogue. What stories do you tell yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, what's possible for you? Are these stories empowering or limiting? Do they align with the reality you wish to create? Or do they reinforce the very circumstances you wish to change? This awareness is the foundation of all change. For once you become conscious of your thoughts, you gain the power to choose new thoughts. And remember, my friends, thoughts are things. They're the building blocks of your reality. Choose them wisely. Now, once you have cultivated this awareness, the next step is to deliberately choose thoughts and mental images that align with your desires. This is where the true art of focus comes into play. You must learn to hold in your mind's eye a clear, vivid image of your desire fulfilled. You must learn to experience in your imagination the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment that would be yours if your desire were already realized. This, my friends, is the secret of effective prayer. For prayer is not a pleading with some external power. It is not a beseeching of a distant deity. No true prayer is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is the deliberate assumption of the state of consciousness you would occupy if your desire were already a fact in your world. Let me give you an example to illustrate this principle. Suppose you desire financial abundance. The common approach would be to focus on the lack of money, to worry about bills, to stress about how to make ends meet. But this focus only serves to perpetuate the very state of lack you wish to escape. Instead, I urge you to assume the feeling of wealth. In your imagination, feel the satisfaction of abundant bank accounts. Experience the joy of effortless bill payments. Live in your mind's eye the life of someone for whom financial abundance is a natural state of being. Do this with conviction, with the assurance that what you are imagining is not a mere fantasy, but a reality that is even now coming into being. You see, my friends, your imagination is not a place to escape reality. It is the very workshop in which reality is forged. What you habitually imagine, you will inevitably experience. This is why it is crucial to guard the gates of your mind, to be selective about the thoughts and images you entertain. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, this sounds like mere positive thinking. How can simply imagining something make it real? But you see, it is not mere positive thinking. It is an assumption of the reality of that which you desire. It is a complete identification with a state of consciousness that would be yours if your desire were already fulfilled. This is why I say it is time to focus, to conquer your mind. For in conquering your mind, you conquer your world. You must become the master of your inner kingdom, for it is from this kingdom that all outer circumstances arise. Let me share with you a powerful technique to aid you in this conquest. I call it the living in the end technique. Here's how it works. Before you go to sleep at night, construct a scene in your imagination that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make this scene as vivid and as real as possible. Engage all your senses. See the details, hear the sounds, feel the textures, smell the scents that would be present if your desire were realized. Now enter into this scene. Don't just observe it as a spectator, but step into it as a participant. Feel the emotions you would feel if this were your current reality. Allow yourself to experience the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment that would be yours. As you drift off to sleep, hold this scene in your mind. Let it be the last thing you think of before you enter the sleep state. You see, my friends, in the state of sleep, your conscious mind relaxes its hold, and your subconscious mind becomes more receptive. By impressing this scene upon your subconscious just before sleep, you are planting a seed that will grow into your future reality. Repeat this process night after night, and you will begin to see changes in your outer world. For remember, your outer world must conform to your inner assumptions. As within, so without. This is the law of your being, and it is infallible. Now, I want to address a concern that often arises when I share these teachings. Some of you may be thinking, but Neville, what about action? Surely we can't just imagine things and expect them to happen without any effort on our part. Let me be clear. Action is indeed a part of the manifestation process, but it is inspired action, action that flows naturally from your new state of consciousness. When you truly assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you live in the end in your imagination, you will find yourself naturally and effortlessly taking the actions that lead to the realization of your desire. You see, once you have changed your concept of self, once you have assumed the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, your actions will automatically align with this new self-concept. You will find yourself doing things, saying things, making decisions that are in harmony with the reality you have imagined. And these inspired actions will be far more effective than any forced or strained efforts could ever be. This is why I say that the most important work is done in your imagination. For when you change your inner world, your outer world must change to match it. This is the law of your being, and it is absolute. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of focus in mind conquest. You see, my dear friends, your mind is like a garden. The thoughts you habitually think are the seeds you plant in this garden. And like any garden, what grows depends entirely on what you plant and how you tend to it. If you allow your mind to be filled with thoughts of lack, limitation, and fear, these are the seeds you are planting. And inevitably, these seeds will grow into the very circumstances you dread. But if you consciously choose to plant seeds of abundance, of success, of joy, and fulfillment, then these are the fruits your garden will bear. This is why conquering your mind is so crucial. It is not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts. It is about becoming the conscious gardener of your own mind. It is about choosing with deliberate intention the thoughts and mental images you will entertain. It is about focusing your attention on that which you wish to make manifest in your life. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, how can I maintain this focus? How can I keep my mind fixed on my desire when the current reality seems so different? This, my friends, is where the true test of your faith comes in. For you must have faith not in some external power, but in the power of your own imagination. You must understand that what you see in your outer world is nothing more than a shadow, the reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It has no power to create your future unless you give it that power through your attention and belief. Your true power lies in your ability to imagine and feel a new reality into being. So when your current circumstances seem to contradict your desired state, do not be dismayed. Instead, turn within. Close your physical eyes to the seeming reality of the outer world and open your inner eye to the reality you wish to experience. Feel it, live it, know it to be true in the depths of your being. For I tell you truly, what you can imagine and feel is real. You can manifest in your outer world. This, my dear friends, is the essence of focus. It is not about straining or struggling. It is about choosing where to place your attention, where to direct the power of your consciousness. And as you practice this art of focused imagination, you will find that it becomes easier and more natural. You will discover that you have the power to shift your state of consciousness at will, to assume any state you desire. Now let us speak of persistence, for it is a crucial element in this work of focusing and conquering the mind. You see, my friends, the beliefs and thought patterns that have shaped your current reality are deeply ingrained. They have been reinforced over years, perhaps even lifetimes. They will not be changed overnight, but do not let this discourage you. For every time you choose to focus on your desire, every time you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are weakening the old patterns and strengthening the new. You are literally reshaping the landscape of your mind, and by extension, the fabric of your reality. Think of it like carving a new path through a dense forest. The first time you walk this path, it may be difficult. You may encounter resistance, obstacles, but with each passing, the path becomes clearer, easier to traverse, and eventually becomes the natural way, the path of least resistance. So too with your mind. At first, holding the focus on your desire may feel challenging. The old thoughts, the old beliefs may try to reassert themselves. But with persistence, with faithful attention to the reality you wish to create, the new path becomes established. The new state of consciousness becomes your natural state of being. This is why I urge you to persist in your imaginal acts. Do not be discouraged if you do not see immediate results in your outer world. Remember, you are working at the causal level of reality. The outer world must reshape itself to match your inner assumptions. And this may take time in your physical experience. But I assure you, the law is infallible. What you persist in imagining and feeling as real must and will become your reality. This is not wishful thinking, my friends. This is the very law by which the universe operates. Now let's address another aspect of conquering the mind. The management of your emotional states. You see, my dear friends, your emotions are incredibly powerful. They are the fuel that gives life and power to your thoughts and imaginal. When you combine a clear mental image with a corresponding emotion, you create a potent force for manifestation. This is why it's not enough to simply visualize your desire. You must feel it. You must experience the emotion that would be yours if your desire were already fulfilled. If you desire wealth, feel the security, the freedom, the joy that wealth would bring. If you desire a loving relationship, feel the love, the companionship, the deep connection in every fiber of your being. If you desire perfect health, feel the vitality, the strength, the well-being coursing through your body. These emotions, combined with your mental images, create what I call feeling tones. And it is these feeling tones that shape your reality. For the universe responds not to your words or even your conscious thoughts, but to the sum total of your mental and emotional states. This is why conquering your mind also means mastering your emotions. It means cultivating the ability to generate and sustain the emotional states that correspond to your desires. And this, my friends, is a skill that can be developed with practice. One powerful technique for this is what I call living from the end. This involves not just imagining your desire as fulfilled, but actually living your day as if it were already a reality. Make decisions, interact with others. Carry yourself in a manner consistent with the person who already has what you desire. If you're seeking a promotion at work, carry yourself with the confidence and authority of someone in that higher position. If you're manifesting improved health, move and act with the vitality and energy of a perfectly healthy person. If you're calling in your ideal partner, interact with others with the joy and openness of someone who's deeply in love. By doing this, you are not just imagining a new reality, you are embodying it. You are bringing it into being through your very way of being in the world. And as you do this, you will find that your outer world begins to shift and change to match this new state of consciousness. Now, I want to address a question that often arises when I share these teachings. Many ask, but Neville, what about other people? Can we use these techniques to change others or to make specific individuals act in certain ways? My friends, let me be clear on this point. The purpose of this work is not to control or manipulate others. It is to transform yourself, to realize the divine power within you. When you change yourself, when you assume a new state of consciousness, you will find that others naturally respond to you differently. You see, everyone in your world is yourself pushed out. They are reflections of your own consciousness. So when you change your concept of yourself, when you assume a new state of being, the people in your world must change in their behavior towards you, not because you are controlling them, but because they are responding to the new you. This is why I say that there is no one to change but self. There is no one to command but self. For when you conquer your own mind, when you assume the consciousness is your wish fulfilled, the entire world reshapes itself to match your new self-concept. This understanding liberates you from the need to try to change others. It frees you from the frustration of attempting to manipulate external circumstances. Instead, it empowers you to focus on the one thing you have complete control of, your own state of consciousness. Now let us delve deeper into the mechanics of this process. How exactly does a change in your consciousness create change in your outer world? To understand this, we must explore the nature of time in the structure of reality itself. You see, my dear friends, time as you typically perceive it, as a linear progression from past to present to future, is an illusion. In truth, all time exists simultaneously. The past, present, and future are all occurring now in this eternal moment of creation. What you perceive as the future is simply a state of consciousness that you have not yet assumed. And what you think of as the past is a state you have moved out of. But all states exist now, and you have the power to select and occupy any state you choose. This is why I often say that creation is finished. All possible states of being already exist. Your job is not to create these states, but to select and occupy them through the power of your imagination and feeling. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, when you occupy the state of consciousness of your desire realized, you are not creating something new. You are selecting and making real in your experience a state that already exists in the infinite sea of consciousness. This is why your imaginal acts are so powerful. When you imagine and feel your desire as real, you are literally stepping into that reality. You are aligning your consciousness with a version of reality where your desire is already fulfilled. And here's the truly miraculous part. Once you align your consciousness with this desired state, once you truly occupy it in your imagination and feeling, the outer world must reshape itself to match this inner reality. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is the law of your being, as real and as reliable as the law of gravity. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, this sounds too good to be true. Surely it can't be this simple. And to this I say, yes, it is this simple. But simple does not mean easy. It requires a complete revolution in your thinking, a total transformation of your concept of reality and your place in it. You must be willing to let go of your old beliefs about the nature of reality. You must be willing to release your attachment to current circumstances. You must be brave enough to imagine and feel a new reality into being, even when your senses tell you otherwise. This is why I say it's time to focus, to conquer your mind. For in this conquest lies your freedom, your power, your ability to shape your world according to your desire. As we draw our discussion to a close, I want to leave you with a final thought. The work we've explored today, this art of focused imagination, this conquest of the mind, is not just about manifesting your desires. It is about awakening to your true nature. It is about realizing the divine power that resides within you. You see, my dear friends, you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are that power individualized. Your imagination is not just a faculty of your mind. It is the very creative power of God operating in and through you. When you imagine, you are performing the divine act of creation. So as you go forth from here, I urge you to claim this power. Use it wisely and lovingly. Remember that your mind is the garden in which the seeds of your future are planted. Tend it carefully. Focus your attention on that which you wish to make manifest. Conquer the doubts, the fears, the limiting beliefs that held you back. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and watch as your world transforms to match your inner state. And above all, persist. For in your persistence lies your power. The world may not change overnight, but I promise you this, as you maintain your focus, as you faithfully occupy the state of your wish fulfilled, your outer world must and will conform to your inner assumptions. This is the law, and it cannot fail. Go now and create consciously, for the time has come to focus, to conquer your mind, and in so doing, to conquer your world.